Hello class, once again welcome back to our online discussion in PE3, individual and dual sports. So for this lecture we're going to discuss about the table tennis, or also known as ping pong. So the participating in sports will give us a lot of benefits to our health. So we need to get to involve in different sports, and it may depend on the interest of an individual. So sometimes we refuse to join sports because of lack of knowledge. That is why you will undergo this PE3 about the individual and dual sports, so that we will have a knowledge of the different individual and dual sports. So we will encourage you to also engage on this particular sports. So one of the sports that is fun to play is table tennis, or we call it ping pong. So this lesson will help you and guide you on how to play the table tennis, since it will discuss the nature and background of these sports and also the proper way of playing it. So we'll just only discuss the basic information about table tennis. So the objectives for this lesson, after going through this lesson, you are expected to first recall the nature and background of the table tennis. Second one, identify the equipment used in table tennis. Number three, demonstrate the basic grips in table tennis. Number four, demonstrate the basic table tennis hits. And lastly, demonstrate the basic table tennis footworks. So these are the following objectives. These expected things that you are going to learn and apply. So now we will discuss first the nature and background of the table tennis. So the table tennis is originated from England, okay, early before 20th century. So it was played using improvised equipment and was developed after lawn tennis. So the lawn tennis is the first one being composed or invented, and then later on the table tennis. So it had become the popular sports, not just in England, but in the whole world. So the table tennis is considered one of the most widespread racket sports. So we have racket sports like lawn tennis, table tennis, and badminton and other sports. So there are equipments being used, which is the racket. So this sport is played on a flat table divided into two equal courts, just like this one. Okay, so this is the table of the table tennis. So it was divided into two equal courts by the net. So this is the net of the table tennis, which is placed in the middle of the table. So its former name is ping pong. Okay, ping pong, and then it changed into table tennis, and it is played with the same game principles as those of lawn tennis. Again, in our um, previous discussion, the lawn tennis was introduced first, and then later on we have the table tennis. So this sport aims to score a point by hitting the ball using a racket. So as you can observe here, the player is holding a racket. So they will use the racket and they will hit the ball over the net. Okay, so for example, this is the player. She needs to hit the ball going to the or over to the net, to the court of the opponent. So it will again bounces down at the opponent's court, and in such a way that he or she may not reach it and return it perfectly. So the table tennis is governed by we call it ITTF, or it means International Table Tennis Federations. So the rules of these sports are different for singles and doubles, especially in terms of serving and receiving. So the player who first reaches 11 points and at least 2 points ahead of the score in the game will be declared as the winner. Again, for the table tennis, it can also be played by players in a wheelchair. Okay, again, the table tennis, it can be played with the players in a wheelchair, but with some modifications in the rules. So the matches for this game includes singles, doubles, and also mixed doubles. Now let's proceed to the equipment used in table tennis. So there are simple equipment used in these sports. We have the racket table. This is this one, the racket, this red color racket. And we also have table tennis ball, this white color. This is a table tennis ball. And we also have table. And there is a net in between or placed between the or in the middle of the table. So these are the equipment used in table tennis. Now there are also basic grips in table tennis. We have here forehand grip, and we also have backhand grip. Again, usually the racket for the table tennis, they have the colored red, and on the other side they have colored black. So usually in if you will use the forehand grip, you will hit the ball in the side of the red color of the racket. And if you will hit in the back using the backhand grip, you will hit the ball in the black colored of the racket. So the forehand grip, it is done by placing the thumb, this one, and pointing the finger on opposite sides of the blade and at the top of the handle. So the rest of the fingers are wrapped around the handle. Okay. And then for the backhand grip, this one, it is done by placing the thumb and pointing the finger on the blade. So the middle finger rests on the opposite side together with the rest of the fingers, not like this one. Now there are also basic table tennis hits. We have serve, receive, we also have push and drive. So we'll talk about first the serve. This is the first thing that you're going to do when you play the table tennis. Example, the serve, it is the stroke that starts a rally which can be done either in the forehand or backhand side. So there is an option to be chosen by the players. It's either serving the ball using forehand or backhand side. And we also have receive after for example, the opponent will serve the ball, the other player will receive the ball. So it is a stroke to respond to a serve. After the serve, the other player will receive the ball. Next, we also have, we call it push, and we also have drive. So the push, it is a short stroke wherein the racket is just moved in the slight horizontal plane. So striking the ball at the bottom portion of the racket. And we also have here the drive. It is a stroke wherein the racket is moved forward and upward at an angle, striking the ball to impart a fast forward spinning motion. It is called drive. Okay, for example, in the volleyball, spiking, or the table tennis, they call it drive. Okay, the purpose of this drive is to strike the ball to impart fast forward spinning motion. And we also have lastly we call it black. It is a stroke wherein the racket is positioned slightly vertical and striking the ball at the bottom portion of the racket, making the ball travel straight. Okay, they will just block the ball. And then lastly, we will discuss about the basic table tennis footwork. So there are different kinds of footwork used in table tennis, but we will only discuss about the basic. The first one is basic sideways. So this is the footwork. The player will just move their feet sideways motion. So this is the most common footwork in table tennis. Okay, so the player will just move in the left and they will just move in the right. So this is the basic movement. It is done when you are in ready position and going to hit the ball sideways with a bit of jump or sidestep, either left or right in the forehand or backhand stroke. So this is the first basic table tennis footwork, sideways. The other one is, they call it in and out footwork. So for in and out footwork, this footwork is usually used to return the ball to the opponent in short service and short return. So in the previous one, he will step side by side, going to left or going to the right side. But for an in and out, going to the near of the table and then going to out, in and out. So same motion, but different direction. Again, this footwork is usually used to return the ball to the opponent in short service and short return. So in doing this return, you need to move your body forward, just like this one, forward, by stepping your one foot closer to the table and hit the ball. After hitting the ball, you need to return to the ready position. Again, we'll just return here. The basic sideways, the movement of the player is just side by side, left or right. For the in and out, they will step closer, one foot will step closer to the table, and then after hitting the ball, they will return to the position, in and out. And then lastly, we call it crossover footwork. This footwork is used to return the ball faster when it is coming out too wide from your forehand stroke. So it is the running motion that is usually done by crossover wide left leg to the right side to hit the ball in forehand stroke at a fast pace. Okay, using the right-handed player. Okay, so this is last the crossover footwork. So thank you so much for listening to our online lecture for lesson 8, and hopefully we will meet again, either face to face or in online lecture. Don't forget to answer the evaluation quiz to have points.